Oh, Gundam Mobility Joint fans. Today we have the last in the collection for me, from collection number 5, which came out where I forget if this one has a date on it. I think it was late 2023. Anyways, this is model number 2 of the GNX, which I'm not really familiar with, other than the fact that it was like the grunt of Gundam 00. They're meant to take on the 00 or Celestial Being robots, kind of like these. Alright, so this is the extra pack that basically modifies it with some extra bits, but we're going to go over just the main robot first, if you're totally unaware of what this stuff is. It's like a miniature model kit. You don't necessarily need to clip the parts off, but I think that they'll look nicer if you did. Here are the other robots. I did review them if you want to look up Mobility Joint 5. You'll find them. Sadly, there's no instructions on these, so sometimes you might have some problems. You want to keep the box around. It might help you out. Sadly, they don't really put the back photograph of the model in here. Alright, so you can see the parts are segmented in these bags to keep them from scratching each other, because a lot of the parts are actually painted, so that's a nice thing. Not all the parts, though. A lot of times you're going to be asked to use paper stickers, and I find that unless the surface is totally flat, they're just not going to stay stuck on very long. They're going to want to peel off. I mean, they're paper stickers. So now it's definitely looking more like a model kit, as you can see. So here are the little foil stickers, and I mean, they're nice for stickers and all. It's just that they might want to peel off. So I'm going to clip these off. I'm going to fast forward, and let's look at this box. We're going to clip these off too. So yeah, there you can pause, see what's going on there. You do get a piece of gum, and that gum lasts about 30 seconds. Yeah, so you can see. Now this actual EX set is going to also add parts to, I think it was the Exia, it looks like. So this, I guess the GNX just doesn't have any optional parts, so they gave you optional parts for the Exia. Okay, I think only these two parts are optional, but we'll find out later. And then there are some more stickers here for these option parts. I think they're blades for the Exia. So, alright, let me come back. Alright, let's see if we can make sense of this stuff here. I know I'm going to put the face sticker on here, because honestly that would be really hard to paint. So I like to use a little needle here. This is actually part of an airbrush, an old airbrush that stopped working. Looks like something there. Okay, this might be the face, or half, nope, that's the shoulder. What looks like a face? This, oh boy, that's just crazy. You see how three-dimensional this is? So I'll show you this sticker. I mean, it'll go on, but in a few months I think it's going to be peeling off. Okay, I guess the purple wants to be up here. I'll use a smaller kind of eyelash Q-tip here, or cotton bud thing. We'll grind in the corners so you can see this paper kind of conforming now around these recesses. And I mean, that's great and all, but it will peel up based on my experience with my other earlier mobility joint reviews. Well, let's see how much of that face is actually visible. It wasn't placed properly. It's a little bit off to the right, but I think at some point I have to repaint this. Wow, that's a really basic head. It's only 2 pieces. That might be the simplest head I've ever seen in Mobility Joint. So for now, it looks okay. Alright, the legs. You have the cup towards the rear, and then they're going to be sandwiched here on the side. I guess this is the foot. I think they're expecting, see, this white here is supposed to be these stickers, but again, I know they're not going to stay, so I'm not going to put them on. Nice positive click sound. Some pretty tight joints, obviously being a new one. Interesting that can swivel. So the head. So, okay, you can do that. And the head can obviously rotate within there. I see, this actually has lower legs and upper legs. That is not common. I think this is the shoulder though. See there, I didn't cut very well, so you probably want to file that stuff, or really you repaint these things if you want them to look really nice. So this is the shoulder here. Doesn't want to go tight for some reason. Oh well. I think I put that on backwards. Let me come back. Yeah, so you want a cup looking like that, and the shoulder, it went up together a lot easier. I just had it the wrong way before because I wasn't paying attention. So both of these forearms look symmetric. They both have a peg on them. That's a tight snap. You can see it's a ball peg here, but so you can actually get a good amount of movement out of that hand. I guess I'm just doing the articulation as I build this one. Nice snap. So then that must mean these are the thighs. You want to come in through the back That's where the opening is. You can't really come in through the top. There. Then that faces the back, or it should. Oh boy, I wasn't paying attention. There's actually a peg on here. But I think since the legs look symmetric, I don't think it matters if you mess up. Just swap it to the proper side. That's weird. Look at the photo, and I see that this piece is in the front, so, but how would it, I guess I put this on the wrong side. Let's see if I can get this off without breaking it. I'm afraid of. Yeah, alright, so it has to go this way. The peg faces you. So then this is the front of the leg. Okay, so that makes sense now. Notice this actually has looks like a 3mm peg hole on there. You might want to save these for later. I think you want to get this back skirt on first. I feel like you might want to glue that part on. It's got a big guard for the back of the neck. Interesting. What is this piece? I guess it must go on the skirt. Yeah, so this round peg here. Oh boy, that's really unsightly. No, that's fine. It's the design of it. Okay. That is a really short, stubby gun. I almost feel like it's missing part of it, but no, that's the way it is. Okay. Alright, so I managed to get that together after all. There is this one purple sticker, but where would that go? See, this is the issue. It's probably belongs in the back of the thing, but they don't show the back of the thing. I don't know where this one purple sticker would go. I don't see an outline of it here. Let's strange. Okay, well, just gonna have to leave it out for now. Alright, so you saw this is one of the rare ones where the hands actually do articulate very well. A lot of times they just butt up against a flat surface, so they only rotate, but these will actually angle up and down. So there's a little stubby gun. The shoulders have great movement up in there. Might be hard to see with that gray thing in the piece, but it goes really high up and down. So here's down, here's up. So you can see the difference in height of the shoulders. And then yeah, it's quite interesting. This has a double leg. A lot of them just have one leg that pivots, but this actually has two pivoting points, obviously. But these gray things tend to get in the way, so that's unfortunate. And the gray things don't rotate, you know, because it wasn't a round peg, it was like a rectangular peg, so they do block they really hinder the movement of the leg quite a lot. Yeah, if the gray thing wasn't here, let me get rid of this one. Oh, this thing also gets in the way. It's colliding. So it's a shame. It's got a nice skeleton structure, but all the armor is just, you know, messing it up as far as articulation goes. Alright, well, we'll leave it at that there. Obviously, adding some paint details would be very helpful in this case. This looks very plain, other than the head. Yeah, but everything's recessed, you know, so you could add panel liner or paint marker stuff in there. It's really interesting, this thing, why that does that, but... Oh, that's where the purple sticker must go. Yeah, hold on a second. Barely visible, but that's like the GN drive. See, it's nice there's a little ledge there, so when this sticker does peel off, you can paint it pretty easily, because it's recessed kind of, sort of. It does look nice right now, though. It's very shiny. Very cool. Unfortunately, a lot of it gets covered up by this. Yeah, it's barely noticeable. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's make sense of the extra parts here. It seems like the sword, the beam saber here, it's red. Pops in there, and then it came with the shield as well, and this is painted already, so that's nice. So I guess that just pops onto this peg here. Now what's interesting is it's going to collide with the shoulder quite a bit unless you like angle it forward. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, and then the last one, it looks like there's a different gun. Oh, this thing. Oh, this pops onto the front of this one. So it takes this really weak looking pistol looking thing and turns it into a... There. Now that looks like a real weapon, right? So that's interesting that they would break it up like that. Okay, well, that's your grunt from Gundam 00, the GNX. So it turns out this wasn't Exia. This is Gundam 00. So it's got these two drives. Now this is, I reviewed this. This has all the extra bits on it. The 00 Razor ship or whatnot that you want to call it. But it looks like this thing and this thing go together. Oh boy, that is super loose. Maybe something... No, I don't think anything's going to lock that in place. Well, you could either glue it, or I got some poster putty here just to fill in the gap a little bit. Let's see how this does. Oh, that's very tight. Yeah, very nice. The poster putty doesn't seem to strip paint or react with anything, so that's good. Use some other stuff to grab the other one, and there, eventually it'll go away. As you can see, they hollowed out the backside to save on plastic quite a bit. Alright, so there's that. This is a handle. And you can pop on this thing. So now it could be a sword held this way, or I guess a gun held that way. Alright, and you can see it's different from the ones that came with this robot here. So a different type of weapon. And you can see it's got a round peg here, so you can peg it into the side armor, or a square peg to, oh, I see, go into the side here. So you can store it on the back there. Okay. And this here, what do we have? The front of a gun, it looks like. I see. So you could probably take this blade off and pop this on here. Alright, so that sword is now like a different kind of weapon of some sort. I assume it goes in that direction because it is a, yeah, I assume it goes this way. Okay, so, well, it doesn't really want to pop in there. I don't know if there's a molding problem. Maybe I should have trimmed some plastic out there. Alright, these are different blades. So, yeah, we got a shorter blade here. Oh. That's the stock one. So that's interesting, different tips for these, like, handles. What's weird is the handles that came with this robot only have 2 round pegs. They don't have the square one. And what are these? These also have these square pegs. I see some blue here. Oh, some kneecaps it looks like. And these things go off of them, I think. Alright, so let's pop off this kneecap. Pop this one on. And then so these look like, I guess, short, stubby jabbing knives that could be stored on the knees. Okay, well, interesting. There's so many different weapon choices here. Can also angle those forward. Spiky knees. Alright. And what would this last bit be here? It looks like it goes onto something. Oh, it goes onto that gun. Let's get this one off here. No, this is only meant to go on the original handles, it looks like. Unless I'm doing this upside down. Let me try that. Oh, I could be wrong. Okay, so you gotta actually pin this through that handle. Might make sense to have some pry tools around. These are just generic pry tools for whatever. Alright, so now this gun has like a hand guard. Yeah, I guess that's alright. Clamp it down around the hand. So, alright, a lot of different options. I only wish, like, maybe if this razor had round pegs here, so then you could store these things here. But at least this side thing does. Although it's getting a little crazy having a gun hanging off here. But you can. And then this thing, it's got a round peg and a square peg. So you could store it back here, I think. Kind of collides. Now if you go that way, it's fine. Okay. And then you can see it has a handle, so it can become a giant sword. But you gotta, situate it in a way that makes sense, that isn't so visible. But it doesn't want to really rotate in the hand because it's a square handle, and the recess here is squared off. It's not round. So that's kind of ugly to look at unless you pose it only from this. Right, that looks fine. Yeah. So what I don't know is something goes in there. I can't imagine what though. Can I maybe put it on the back? No. I was thinking it might be nice to have there. Can it peg into one of these? Maybe. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yeah, so, well, I didn't. I guess it can go in there. I don't know if that was by design or by just coincidence. Okay, so that's not so bad. Wow. So, Bandai Smart. They might entice you to buy 3 of these double O's. One the stock one with the razor attached to it, and then one with all these extra parts on it. I guess it makes sense. I mean, the series is called Gundam 00, and this is the star character. I would just have to assume being called the same namesake. Ah, boy. So maybe I will get another one. All right. Well. Yeah, you gotta have extra parts here. Yeah, it would have been cool maybe. Yeah, now if there's some way to store these on this or something, but I'm not seeing it. Well, you could store at least the blades on this razor. Then you'll have to use the flight stand for it, though. And this starts looking more like a plain 00. So as I was messing about, I realized you could also take that rectangular peg and put it into the groove on the bottom of this forearm. So now the only leftover bits I have are these things, the 2 kneecaps and the 2 standard swords. But basically all these option parts can eventually get on this thing, and this just looks like an insanely over modified robot now. So yeah, the GNX doesn't get so much love, but I guess that makes sense. Alright, well, that's I guess the end of it for Mobility Joint number 5. Let me show you the other ones. Alright, so yeah, we already know what these 2 are, and then the one coming around here is the Exia, and that has all the option parts on it. And then the red one is called the Estrella, and that has all the option parts on it as well. So the option parts on these do make them look significantly different than the original version, so I might have to pick up those 2 as well. Oh boy, I might have to get 3 more of these robots. Only the GNX really isn't worth getting another one for, because you only get really the gun, the beam saber, and that shield. But it, you know, it'd be a good army builder, just like in the cartoon. All right, well, thank you for watching. I guess we'll have to wait until Mobility Joint Wave number 6 comes out. I have no idea when that's going to happen, though.